Hello, Namaste. This is Thapa TV. On today's news, we have a report which says industry and businesses are in crisis when the interest rate of the loan taken from the bank is high. Industry and business that are affected by the coronavirus have been further affected by the rise in interest rates. The industrialists who were in crisis due to the coronavirus infection have been in further trouble as the bank has been gradually increasing the interest rate on the agreement with the borrower. Compared to last year, the bank's interest rate has increased this year. The base rate of the bank has increased by an average of 2% in post this year is compared to the last year. Showing lack of liquidity, they have been fixing the interest rate by adding 6% premium on the base rate. Bankers say interest rate have to be raised due to lack of liquidity in banks. Banks, though somewhat liberal in the large industrial and agricultural sectors, have been charging high interest rate to medium and small borrowers. Rashtriya Banijya Bank had a base rate of 5.61% in post last year. This is the lowest base rate among the banks. The base rate of Civil Bank has increased from 8.45% in post of the last fiscal year to 9.74% in the corresponding period of the current fiscal year. Compared to last pause, the base rate of NIC Asia Bank has increased the most in pause this year. The bank's base rate has increased from 2.79% in pause last year to 9.44% now. The bank has been raising the interest rate to 15% by adding a premium of up to 6% to its base rate. In the agricultural sector, the big banks have increased the premium by 2%, while in other sectors, the premium has been increased from 3 to 6%. An employee of Naval Bank informed that the interest rate will be maintained by adding 2% premium in agriculture and 3 to 5% in other sectors. Chairman of Udyog Banijya Sangh Chitwan, Trilojan Karnel, said that the industry was on the verge of collapse due to excesses of the bank. Interest rates have skyrocketed, he said. Businesses have reached the point of collapse without even giving the approved loans. He said that the affected business has got into more trouble after COVID due to the wrong policy taken by the banks. Former president of the association, Rajan Gautam, said that the bank was profitable. He said the bank did not understand the problem of the businessman. The state is also depressed. 25% of the industry has collapsed as banks continue to raise interest rates. He warned that if such a situation persists, the industrialist may be forced to commit suicide. He claimed that the bank was the main reason behind the recent compulsion of a businessman from the federal capital to flee with his family. The tourism business has been further affected as banks have been raising interest rates. He warned that if such a situation persists, the industrialist may be forced to commit suicide. He claimed that the banks was the main reason behind the recent compulsion of a businessman from the federal capital to flee with his family. The tourism business has been further affected as banks have been raising interest rates. COVID said that while the tourism business was almost at a standstill, the interest rate of the bank was high and the entrepreneurs could not pay. Madhav Diwadi, manager of Hotel 7 Star in Saura, stressed on the need for the state to look after the tourism business, which has been hampered by COVID-19. He argues that the bank should take care of the entrepreneurs when they are in trouble, as there will be banks doing business and even the drowning banks will sink. He said there is a tendency to push when it is difficult. There should be a nail-biting relationship between the bank and the businessman. Former president of Udyog Banijya Sangh Chitwan, Kalyan Joshi, said that it was becoming difficult to do business as banks were raising interest rates. He said banks are not ready to invest more. Business expenses have increased, business is less. The cost price of the industry has gone up a lot. Joshi, who is known as a big investor in the hotel, hospital and pharmaceutical industries, said that with the rising risk of coronavirus infection, it has become difficult for banks to expand their business due to rising interest rates. Kesav Lamithane, managing director of Royal Pharmaceuticals Private, who is also the senior vice president of the Construction Entrepreneurs Association Chitwan, said that the bank has not given the approved loan, has taken more interest than the agreement and has given grievances under various pretexts. He said in the current dire situation, the NRB should intervene and save the industry and business. Industrialist Raju Paudel said that the cost of production has gone up and consumers have also been affected due to increase in bank interest. He said that there was lack of liquidity as capital could not come to the bank through legal channels. He said that although the government has worked to control interest, it has not been enough. Paudel, who is also the outgoing chairman of the Chitwan Industries Association, said that the economy has become weak due to low domestic production and high imports. Most of the industrialists who take loans from banks have been complaining that they are in trouble. With this, we are at the end of the report. Thank you for listening.